then takes it to their superior, who then like gives it to, I forget who was the overall commander of the Union Army at the time. I think it was Joe Hooker, the Chancellor's.
Was your family in America when the Civil War happened, or no?
Yeah, I had family in the North and the South. I had family in Arkansas. I had family in Louisiana, and I had family in Indiana, as well as the Angles were the only part of my dad's side that were here. They were in Rhode Island. And then my paternal side, the side where I get my last name from, they were in Quebec. I did quite a bit of genealogy research when I was in my late 20s.
So, like, what's your ethnic makeup?
I couldn't hear you, bud.
What's your ethnic makeup? Like, old world ethnic makeup? Mostly.
I am French, Swedish, German. Actually, French, German, Swedish. Some English, and a very small amount of Russian and Finnish. Also, a rather large amount of Native. So mostly Northwestern European, and then a wee little bit of Finnish and a wee little bit of Russian as far as old world goes. But I'm also let's see. I'm a 32nd Cherokee and a 32nd like Choctaw or something like that. I can't remember.
No, there's a joke out there that's like, what do you call like 100 white people in the Romans? And it's a full-blooded Cherokee.
Well, I mean it's my fucking. Let's see.
What was that thing with Elizabeth Warren claiming to be Native American?
My great grandma was a half Cherokee.
Oh. That's pretty recent in comparison to some other people.
This isn't like a hodgepodge. This is like they were from Arkansas, right outside of Oklahoma.
Have you ever met a full-blooded Native American? I'm not sure even I have.
I've been to reservations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely met like people with significant Native American blood.
I don't pretend that I'm like.
Oh yeah. I see.
Native. I told them that I have some Native ancestry, and I tell them my grandmother's name. My grandma's in their records, so they're nice to me. I'm just not disrespectful about pretending to be them, and I don't like fucking go there to co-opt their fucking culture. I go there to enjoy it and experience it.
Oh yeah, we finally have an audience. I just started streaming like 10 seconds ago, and Alright, so Zach says yo. Tell him the story about your grandpa at Iwo Jima.
My grandpa was 16 years old in like 1936 or 37. After work, he went to get a soda. It was the height of the Depression, so the clerk behind the counter got spooked when he heard some raccoon in the trash or something. So he picked up his shotgun from underneath the counter, and when he saw a little critter run away, he went to put the shotgun down, and it fucking fired off when he set it down through the counter into my grandpa's leg. And so bird shot through a little tiny, like, really thin, shitty plywood veneer counter. Like, fucking point blank. The fucking cops came and got him because it was a little tiny town. And they took him to the nearest hospital, which was, 15-minute drive. 15, 20 minutes, something like that. I haven't been down there since I was a little kid, so it's hard for me to quantify the distance. The cops took him to the hospital, and they came back and they dropped his boots off on his back porch. My great grandma opened up the back door and looked at him, and there was standing blood in them. And one of them in particular, the other was just kind of soaked, and she just saw that and she was just like, oh, George is dead. She fainted. And he after a couple days at the hospital, he decided to leave and hitchhike home. So when he did that, because they didn't have a phone, I'm lagging hardcore. Is that better?
Yeah, no, it's good. For now, at least.
So she was. No, he hitchhiked home, and she saw him, and she fainted again, and he fucking went about his business. 1941 rolled around, Pearl Harbor happened. He joined the Marines like a day later, and he made it through basic training, and then they started what was called Pacific Readiness Training. And there was like a 8-mile march at the beginning and the end of every day, and like a bunch of shit in between. And it was strenuous, more strenuous than boot camp, to the point that the leg that my grandpa got shot in swole so much that they'd have to cut his pants and his boots off, and so he was rendered unfit for combat on account of it. And he got an honorable medical discharge. And then his entire fucking unit was they were on the first wave at Iwo Jima. I wish I could remember the numbers. But yeah, they all died. And this was before I was even a fraction of a thought in anyone's mind. Very nifty story.
So yeah, if that guy got sent to Iwo Jima, there'd be no Great War Turtle Dove mod.
There would not be.
That's Alright, there's some Jap infantry right there.
Ah, man.
What? Alright, some guys is in chat. My great grandfather got out of D-Day, friends with Brass.
Yeah, my grandpa wasn't fucking spineless and connected. He just got shot. Sorry, there's just no comparison there. Not that I wouldn't do it. I would be spineless, but he was a brave idiot.
Imagine how many lost lineages there are, like, because of war. How many potential, like...
Imagine starvation.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah. Oh.
But yeah, because of all of it. Yeah, it's crazy thinking about, like, how many brilliant minds we were never exposed to because they were never allowed to exist due to fucking people killing each other. Pretty morbid.
You know that picture of that sailor in Times Square kissing the girl? It's a famous wartime photograph. Have you seen it before?
Yeah.
You know the story behind that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. That's not his girlfriend. It's just some random girl.
Yep. Yep, I would have felt the same way. I wouldn't mind doing a
Hey, what?
after Man the Guns comes out, we're gonna play a relatively close to vanilla game, like a multiplayer balance modded of World War II.
Yeah. I'm not
And
sure if I have enough money to get the new DLC when it comes out.
you don't need it to play multiplayer. As long as somebody else hosts it,
Oh.
you can play it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really cool. That's one of my favorite things that, like, that's one of the only things that I think, like...
Redeems Paradox.
It redeems their DLC model, anyway.
Cough, cough, EA.
Oh, dude, it's really fucking, it's awful. But at least you don't have to buy it to play multiplayer, and you can try it out if one of your friends buys it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It makes waiting until the next one comes out to pick them up on sale, like, worthwhile. Like, usually Waking the Tiger will go on sale when Manly Guns comes out. Either on the Paradox site or on Steam. Probably on the Paradox site.
I got an argument into that with that German guy. So there's this like TikTok meme out there, and then the bet was, okay, if she's a girl and not a guy, then you owe me all 3 HOI IV DLCs. And he said deal, because he was so certain it was a cross-dresser. Nope, turns out it's an actual girl. And he owes me all 3 HOI IV DLCs, but he said nah, only 1.
No, then get Manly Guns, and you get the ones that are on sale for yourself. Like, you can get
I think the agreement right now was he gets me Waking the Tiger.
No, you fucking demand Manly Guns.
Alright, I'll change it next time I see the bastard.
Yeah, because you can get fucking, I forget what the first one was.
It was like Death or Dishonor or something like that. No, it's Together for Victory. Sorry, yeah. Doesn't Death or Dishonor focus on like the Balkan nations or something?
Yeah. All the minor Axis countries. And it's just, like, I hate they're charging money for focus trees when modders have made better focus trees anyway. Like,
Road to 56.
Without question, fucking better focus trees have been made by modders. There have even been improved focus tree mods.
I think the reason why people buy it is because I think it's because of the achievements. Maybe, I'm not sure. Cause you can't
like the Death or Dishonor came with fucking originally you had to buy it in order to get fucking the fucking what is it, the Blitz movement on your frontline AI. Blitz wasn't available unless you bought it. And that
Really?
was fucking bullshit. Yeah, it was fucking bullshit. People were fucking pissed. And I don't think that's
unacceptable.
I don't think that's a part of it anymore. They went ahead and just gave that to everybody.
It's a good thing they listened.
After I bought it.
Rip.
Yeah.
Full
But
price
you
or
can
on sale.
license it, like a buy feature was that you could license your military technology. So you can buy people that have better technology. You can just buy their stuff and build it on license. So you don't have to research it yourself as a minor. That was a Dishonor. Hello?
Yeah. I just got ambushed by a Japanese guy.
First.
How do people add new character models for HOI 4?
That's one of the main reasons I even bothered using Iferos as World War I mod from the beginning.
Well, I mean, okay, not trying to like hurry you on anything, but there is one minor change you could make is swap out the American models, the current ones, for the German ones.
Yeah, I will eventually. I haven't fucked with that yet. That hasn't been on the top of my to-do list. And the top of my to-do list has been to make the fucking combat mechanics make sense. If it doesn't work, there's no point in making it pretty.
I know the Fallout mod, they like for some factions, they full on made their own character models. They didn't like reuse them.
Yeah, I don't have that skill.
I'm not sure how they do that.
There's a model editor, but like I don't have any fucking capacity for fucking visual design. It's not my thing.
I think you're just gonna have to reuse the models then. That's not that hard.
I mean,
I guess.
I can swap out like.
Yeah.
The thing is, the thing I can't figure out how to do right now is how to. I just want to have the German models, but colored like olive green and like American colors. And
a guy in the chat says, I like the picture of Custer in green gray.
Yeah, my buddy Titan did that. He's the artist for the mod. He did the GIF on the Steam Workshop page. And,
oh, he made that by himself?
The title screen, yeah.
Oh. What about that picture with the Rebs in the trench? Is that from Vanilla Great Wars? Did he make that too?
The rebels in the trench.
Yeah.
Which one?
No, I'm not sure those are British soldiers or rebels. They're like the ones with the Brody helmets.
And like when it says like that they are, it says like first to the fight, CS Legionnaire or Grenadiers or whatever.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah, that's just that was a picture that I found, and he just he threw that on there because I wanted him to make like a Confederate propaganda poster with that picture, and so he just made it look like a propaganda poster and put in his own words. So like, I could have done that. It's like making a meme, but like. I was working on other shit, and he was making he just wanted to get a bunch of new pictures on there that weren't from the original. So there shouldn't be any original loading screens from the Great War mod left.
There is actually an original loading screen from Vanilla, the one with the Soviet sniper, the female Soviet sniper team.
Oh, really? That's still in there?
Yeah, that's still in there.
I thought that was gone. I hadn't seen that one yet.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I just wanted to point that out.
Oh, yeah, totally. I thought that was already gone. But, like, yeah, eventually everything will be prettied up. Nice and right. Like, we will, like, I will find someone to make 3D models for me so that I don't have to.
I actually do have a little bit of experience with 3D modeling. I'm just not sure how it works in HOI 4.
I'm not either. That is not my bag at all. Not my bag. You'd be welcome if you want to give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. I mean, not like anytime soon. Just and like. It's just something I'll see how it works. See if I can do anything about it. What would need to be changed anyways? Just wondering. Besides the USA models.
That's pretty much it. That's one of the only things that Wolfros did pretty well was their models.
Yeah, no, those were pretty good. Didn't you say that the dev team for the Great War were kind of dicks?
No, they suck. Like their code sucks, and
Oh,
Like, don't record this.
yeah, okay. Everything we said in the last 30 seconds didn't happen. Okay, there we go.
Cool. But no, it's just been like I think it's a lot of the Wolfros and the community made it. So like they did most of the beginning stuff, and being as though it's not a cash project, it was probably something they were doing in between projects, and that they continue to do in between projects for fun. But they're like a global game developer, and I can't remember where they're from. But they're, you know, they put out some stuff. They're in business. They've got many projects to do. So it's not like it's not their number one priority to work on it or to code it clean. But they've let the community on it. I think that's gonna do a lot of messy code too. But I don't know. The combat values didn't really make sense to me. And I didn't. Like, I didn't like the fact that, like, it wasn't that static in World War One. Have you played it in multiplayer, the Wolfros World War One mod ever?
Yeah. I played it with a friend named Dayton, and he said that it wasn't. I don't know. I think he didn't like it or something. I forget, but.
I mean, like a big multiplayer game, like you're fighting. A big multiplayer game, like 6 people, right?
People usually don't like it when I play multiplayer with them on HOI. Because they often have to go down to like 3 speed.
I mean, that's I don't really know people that play it seriously in multiplayer that go faster than that.
He says that even 5 speed's too slow for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't play multiplayer with that guy. He's an idiot. Because there's no reason, like 4 in peacetime maybe, but like there's no reason to. I mean, you're not gonna pause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna pause. So when the war breaks out, it usually goes down to like 2 at times.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot going on, and but when you're playing just the regular Wolfros mod, it's static to the point of like comedy. Like there's no point in attacking because the defense values are so high, and it's just like arbitrary numbers. Like they're just like, we're just gonna make it real hard to get in.
I think that their intention was to simulate the stalemate of World War One. Maybe.
No, but it's done so to a stupid degree. It's not fun to play.
Yeah,
like the only way to have fun with it is to play it in single player. So it was just like really lazily done. That's why we rehauled all of the combat mechanics to fucking better represent like you'll have a lot of province trading, because in World War One there were breakthroughs, they just stalled almost immediately upon breaking through. Like they couldn't like maintain cohesion, and like that's directly reflected in the game's organizational value. So like now when you take a province and your units enter that province, they take a org hit that is 50% of the capacity of their organization, of their max. So like it can knock them down to 0, and then they can immediately get thrown the fuck out. So like you'll have a lot of that trading, and it turns the Western Front, instead of these 2 lines that just never attack each other because there's no point, and almost 0 casualties happening on the Western Front, which was every single game. We turned it into a fucking meat grinder as it should be, and it is now, and it still maintains there's definitely a stalemate. A stalemate happens, but it's a stalemate that requires micromanagement to maintain and try to break. It's not like an impossible wall of unbeatable defense that you shouldn't even bother attacking because it doesn't make any sense for you to do it. So like that's been the biggest hurdle.
Someone in the chat says the U.S. stalled the Confederates in Pennsylvania in 1914.
I mean, I don't know. Like, what? Okay, thank you. I've read the book. Like, thank you. I don't know what that's supposed to. It's just a statement.
Confession, I've actually yet to read the book. I'm picking it up at the library on Monday.
Let's start with How Few Remain, man. It's the first one. It's
I'm not sure which one I checked out. Wait, so is it like a series that you have to read in order?
Yeah. It's all a story. You read it chronologically. I mean, you don't have to read How Few Remain. You can start with American Front.
I think I got American Front. I forget.
Like, they're all good. Like, you don't want to read, if you read World War I, you want to read the interwar trilogy before you read World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's 10 books, and then How Few Remain. It's 11. It's his best series. It's also his most prolific. I think it was his most successful. He also wrote one called Guns of the South, where a bunch of like time-traveling white supremacists from South Africa fucking go back to the Civil War and give them a bunch of AK-47s.
Is that canon or is that like a fan fiction within?
It's just another book that he did that's entirely independent.
Oh, okay. Okay, so there's no connection with Southern Victory.
No.
Okay.
It's just a goofy book. It's just super goofy. The World War series is super goofy too. It's like, what if aliens attacked during World War II? It's really stupid.
You know that Dayton guy I was talking about? He's actually a big fan of the Kaiserreich timeline because he thinks things are better for the world in the Kaiserreich timeline, and he said something like, "I want to go back and give the Germans an AC-130 or something like that."
I'm a syndicalist, so I'm into that.
You're a syndicalist?
Yeah.
Yeah, so is he. You two would get along pretty well.
It's rad. Don't need
He's I think he's in the IWW.
I've donated money. Yeah, I've never been a member. I've only worked at horrible union busting factories. I mean, like, never been a member. I was using it as a means to an end. I'll be right back.
Alright.
not an interesting World War II alt history, because I don't know if I get sick of doing tonal dump stuff. A really neat point of divergence would just be simply if Trotsky won the power struggle between him and Stalin.
Didn't you say something about a bunch of alt writers coming to your mod or something yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a bunch of, I've gotten a bunch of fucking cringy fucking edgelords, yeah.
I'm guessing they were playing as the CSA.
Yeah, they just want the mod for their fucking weird, like, South will rise again roleplay session or whatever.
Did I tell you ever about, like, yeah, I live in Maine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a bunch of kids that just come to school in like trucker caps and Confederate flags and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't understand now.
And I was investigating one of their Facebook pages, and guess what? One of them's having a kid. And
how old are you?
I'm 19. I think he was like a year younger.
Yeah. They'll be breeding. They'll all be breeding soon.
It's
the little fat-headed fucking Midwestern wannabe kids.
My mom is Midwestern. And even in the Midwest, I don't think I saw very many Confederate wannabes.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
just
sure.
went to the wrong places.
Mostly Minneapolis.
Minneapolis is bad. That's a cool city. But yeah, you got to go to the rural Midwest for that, and it's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
I think the extent of the Midwest I've ever been to was Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's not that
Come to
bad.
Indiana. Come to Indiana. Check it out. It's great. It's like the Texas of the North. People are special here. Real special.
Figured. No, literally, we're so northern. Guess what my elementary school was called? It was called Abraham Lincoln School. It's called Abraham Lincoln School. We have a statue of Hannibal Hamlin downtown. That's how northern we are, and yet still, these guys.
Yeah, it's just ignorance, man. It's just a way for it's become it's a conservative statement at this point. It's a conservative statement, you know, like it's, look how conservative I am.
I think the worst is when that truck just like drove by with the Confederate flag and the the Confederate naval jack and the Gadsden flag, like hanging off the sides.
I got this meme that somebody made when they were behind this guy in traffic that had a "Don't tread on me" flag and a thin blue line.
Oh my god.
And so he drew this fucking this no steppy snake with a boot on the end of its tail, stepping on itself. And it says directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Someone in the chat asked, "Where's the HOI IV?" I have to leave in like 30 minutes, so I don't have time for a HOI IV campaign. That's why I'm playing Rising Storm. My ideology is basically Lincoln from How Few Remain, which isn't far from the real Lincoln.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. He definitely.
I know. Within the left, there has been some debate over whether Lincoln was a good guy or not. They're like, no, he was he only wanted to free the slaves to reunite the Union. In actuality, he was a racist. What do you think about that?
Yeah, in 1858, he made a few comments that we would construe as racist today, for sure. For his time, he wasn't that racist. Everyone was racist. Do I think he was a good guy? Not really. Do I think he was way better than most of the others? Yeah. Like, it's kind of like fucking reconciling FDR.
Someone in the chat says this guy This sounds like a guy and his stoner friend playing COD. I don't know what it's talking
Playing
about.
what?
COD.
Oh. Oh, I was thinking of the fish. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Oh, I see.
Back when I was 6th grade, when I was in 6th grade, all the other kids were playing MW3 and whatever, and I was just there playing the Spanish Civil War mod for COD 2.
There was a Spanish Civil War mod? That's interesting.
For COD 2. And like, if you ever look up gameplay of it, you'll find out it's very mod-like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like bad lighting and low poly models. But I do find it interesting that they actually touched on the Spanish Civil War. But yeah, I am gonna have to shut down the stream like 30 minutes or so. I'll be back in like 2 hours or so. We got a hater in the comments. Oh no. See how much of a badass this Luis Lawyer is. You have no content on your channel, you have 0 subscribers. I'm not hating. Okay, that's cool. Alright, that's cool. Okay, shit. Jap infantry. Have you ever heard someone unironically say, "I'd rather be historically accurate than politically correct"?
That sounds familiar.
It's always bundled with the Confederate naval jack. it's like that sort of conservative meme, you know what I mean?
I think I know. That's a quote. So that's quoting someone, and I can't remember who it is. It's not someone like it's not particularly like becoming. Like it's not. It's pretty damning person to be quoted.
How did the Confederate naval jack become the symbol of the Confederacy instead of their actual flag?
I don't know, man. Fucking that one show. The one I forget what the show's called. Even. Oh, Dukes of Hazzard, maybe. I don't fucking know. Those fucking morons. Revisionist fucking morons. Like. I like to call it better.
Someone in the chat says, "I see the third national flag a lot in Georgia."
Sure you do. That makes more sense than Maine.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously. And isn't the stars and bars in their official flag? Like, isn't it like in the corner or something like that? I forget.
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, the third national flag's the one with the red stripe, I'm guessing. Oh shit.
No. It's not.
Alright, yeah, it is the one with the red stripe.
Mississippi state flag has the stars and bars on it.
Oh. Like, honestly, we're so northern up here, some places feel more like Canada than America.
That doesn't sound like a bad deal.
Yeah, it's not. But some places are still like trailer parks and shit.
When I see friends of mine posting like cheesy family photos, I always want to fucking laugh, and I know that's not what you're supposed to do.
No. Someone says that I sound Canadian. I'm sorry. Do I sound Canadian?
No. You sound like a Mainer.
Maina. Nah. Well, the stereotypical accent is instead of saying ER, you say A. But no.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to have. I'm not trying to speak in that accent. That's not.
Yeah, yeah, I know. No, I end all my things with ER. Guy in the chat says, which is better, Tim Hortons or McDonald's?
I mean, McDonald's sucks. I've never been to Tim Hortons.
I mean, basically the only reason why McDonald's exists is because of convenience, really. Like their food's not of superb quality.
That's putting it lightly.
Tim Hortons is... I've only been there a few times. Oh shit. I just got struck by Japanese artillery. Alright, 20 minutes or so, then I'll have to go. But I will be back, don't you worry. Unless I get shot and die. Wanna know what HOI IV mod seems to attract people everywhere in the political spectrum?
What?
The Kaiserreich mod seems to attract people from all over the political spectrum.
No, it does. Monarchists love it too. Pep loves it. He's an idiot.
Who is?
Pep, the British guy.
Oh yeah.
He's one of my favorite people, but he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, I understand. I think I'm understanding the relationship dynamic now.
And when he doesn't have an audience around, he acts like a normal person most of the time. Or not most of the time, but a good deal of the time.
Someone in the chat says there's a Russian trying to rebuild the Russian Empire on artificial islands off the coast of Africa. That
Wow.
ambitious man.
He doesn't sound like a cult leader at all.
How many unironic monarchists have you met? Like, that's their actual political position. And not just like a
Dude,
fetish site.
There are still fucking like, there are still people, like rich British people. That
Oh,
are
no, okay, no,
monarchists.
clarification, in America.
In America? No, I haven't met any in America.
Because, in the,
We were
Money
very
Dawn.
nearly a monarchist country.
yeah,
I mean,
What was I
Washington
saying?
could have decided to be king.
yeah, I think that explains all the, Roman-esque architecture that sort of portrays him as a king.
They wanted him to be king, and he denied it.
Yeah, because funny enough, there is a monarchist party in Millennium Dawn that could theoretically gain power in America.
Have you ever played Après Moi Le Deluge?
No.
It's World War II. It's like Napoleon Won, the Napoleonic Wars.
Oh.
It's fucking cool. But there is the United States is a federal monarchy in that game. Like after Washington dies, like there's like a war, and then Hamilton takes the monarchy, starts the Hamiltonian dynasty, and there's like the European system is the Bonapartist alliance, and then there's a civil war in Germany between the fascists and the communists and the Bonapartists, and then the British are like a neutral democracy, and they lead like a small alliance of their own. And
Would you say it's a bad thing that I had sort of admire Napoleon?
Oh, dude, we're accurate for qualities, but he was a fucking.
I mean, he did sort of murder Haitians, but like.
He was a tyrant and a douchebag. Like he was just out for himself.
Yeah.
Like he totally betrayed all of the ideals of the revolution.
Oh yeah.
And,
What?
like,
So where's this
totally-
whole republic thing
totally-
going?
Yeah, he totally like disenfranchised himself from the commoner when he married a Habsburg as well. That was a slap in the face.
Didn't he like literally say that Habsburgs annoy him or something like that?
Yeah, they were all inbred retarded.
No, like he literally said that he despises the Habsburgs or something before he married
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. And I mean, and they're all retarded. That they were all literally like inbred, like, like there's
The
like,
Confederacy
there's,
of
like,
Europe.
There's one like instance of like one Habsburg having the same woman in his family tree like in 16 different places.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, like just fucking give it head fucking nematodes, dude. They were fucking like, and they were in charge of everything. I don't know. It was just not the best lineage to be a part of.
What do you think about constitutional monarchies still existing? Would you rather they not, or are you fine with them?
What do you mean?
I'm talking like countries where the monarchs still technically exist, they just hold no power.
Well, I mean, like, their ceremonial monarchy still exists, but like the UK.
Yeah, like that.
I think a parliamentary system is better than what we have. Like our oligarchs are firmly in power no matter who we vote for.
Did you vote?
Yeah.
Oh, same. My parents made me, but
It's not hard.
yeah.
It's not hard to vote. Like it's.
Oh shit! My pistol's firing itself. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so in the chat says, I don't think the French Republic was going in a stale direction before Napoleon. He was a Roman-style Kaiser. I hate Napoleon III, though.
I mean, Napoleon was just, he wound up being everything that he promised not to be when he married a Habsburg. Like, it was a slap, and people didn't like it. Like, the French weren't real big on that.
I would never marry a Habsburg. Okay, not that it's an option, but like theoretically.
He was just out for himself. I don't know. Like I have a lot of admiration for like what he did. Like he was a military genius. And the Napoleonic Wars are fascinating. Yeah. But Napoleon was
he was a military genius, unlike Hitler. I read somewhere that they actually almost assassinated Hitler, but they chose not to because then whoever took power afterwards would be more militarily competent, or something like that.
That would have been fucking terrifying.
Yeah, Hitler was not very tactical, to put it lightly. Alright, we just gotta assault this Japanese base, and then I think I'll start going. Alright, we took that base, so I will be heading out soon, but I will be back. Alright, yeah. I'm shutting down the
Dude,
what?
The California fire news on Twitter, Donald Trump said there's no reason for these massive, deadly, costly fires in California except for the forest management is so poor. Billions of dollars are given each year with so many lives lost, all because of gross mismanagement of the forest. Remedy now or no more Fed payments. And California Fire News says 98% of the land burning is federal forest land. So yes, the mismanagement must come from the top of the federal government. Let's fire that guy. Largest fires in state history on your watch, doofus Dingleberry.
Who is this Trumper? Someone in the chat says, so am I gonna watch a Turtle Dove War later? Yeah, it's just I didn't have time for a HOI IV campaign. But yeah, definitely. Alright, I'm trying to have a stream. See you guys in like 2 hours or so.